Hi everyone and welcome to Memory Recall number 8. In this video we're going to do the same thing as we normally do in these. You've got the idea by now. We're going to have an interleaving starter. Ideally you want to leave a day at least between doing these, if not two. They're designed to be able to draw back on those math skills that you've got in your mind rather than just doing them one after another. You're not going to remember anything long term by doing them in that way, but keeping them spaced out equally gives your brain that little bit of time to forget before then starting to try and recall those facts. That's where the strength comes. That's when they become embedded. We're going to do a similar thing at the end with our formulas. So let's see what we've got today. So in today's questions, we've got dividing fractions. So similar to what we've done before, you might want to look out for some cross cancellation opportunities. We've got a new topic, which is nth term of the following sequence here. So have a look and see what kind of sequence you think it is. Solving an equation. We'll be moving away from solving equations fairly soon. We've been doing these a lot. So we've got the last one on solving equations where we've got a fraction outside a bracket and a quadratic. Where does the graph with this equation cross the y-axis? Pause the video, have a go, and I'll show you the solutions shortly. Okay, and here are the solutions. So with the first one, I did mention that looking out for some cross-cancellation opportunities would be a good idea. What you would like, well, what I would like you to do, or what you'd like you to spot, rather than getting the numbers really big each time, so rather than doing 24 times 3 and 7 times 8, and then having to cancel it down, if you cancel it down first, so you'll notice that 8 and 24 are both in the 8 times table. 8 goes into 8 once, and 8 goes into 24 3 times, which means you're left with much smaller numbers to be able to cancel down. You can now do 7 times 1 and 3 times 3, giving you 7 over 9. With the nth term of the following sequence, what I want you to do is see if they go up in the same amount each time. In this case, they all go up in 3, so it's a bit like the 3 times table. We're going to write down 3n to start with because it's a bit like the 3 times table, but then we need to adjust it. The 3 times table starts with a 3, this starts with a negative 4, so the difference between the two is minus 7. Solving an equation with a fraction on the outside of the bracket, what we need to do here again is we're not going to expand our brackets first, otherwise we're going to get lots of fractions knocking around, which isn't going to be nice. First step, multiply both sides by 4, so the 4 is going to come up here. 3x minus 1 then is equal to 28, and then from here we should know what we're doing. We're adding 1 dividing by 3, and again we're going to leave our answer as a top heavy fraction because 3 doesn't go into 29 nicely. And then the last one, where does the graph with this equation cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses the y-axis when x equals 0. So if this was 0 and this was 0, then y is negative 18. So it crosses the y-axis at negative 18, or 0, negative 18 as a coordinate. Make sure you've marked it, green pen anything you need to do. Again, if you need to pause the video at this point, do so, and then we'll do our formula quiz in a second. Okay, so here's the formulas then for today. We've got cosine, as in SOHCAHTOA type cosine, frequency in terms of a histogram, area of a circle, arc length, volume in terms of density, and an exact value of a trig. So pause the video, have a go, and I'll show you solutions in a second. And here are the answers. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Frequency is frequency density times class width. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Arc length is the angle you've got out of 360 multiplied by the circumference, or pi times diameter. Volume in terms of density is mass divided by density, and the exact value of cos 45 is root 2 over 2, which is exactly the same as sine 45. Again, mark it, see how you've done. If you're keeping a track, let me know at some point how well you're doing. It would be also good if at some point you would get in touch just to see if there's anything else that you would like in terms of the formula or any of the topics. Thanks for watching. You might have noticed some slight differences this time. We've got an intro and an outro. Music composed and performed by Alfie Walton, and the topic choices in this episode have been chosen by Izzy Street and Emily Stewardson. Thank you very much, and see you again soon.